going to get elected.
We put it to the Matthews meter. Will the '08 Republican presidential nominee run on the Bush record or away from it? Apparently this wasn't a tough call. By 12 to nothing. The meter says the Republican nominee in '08 will run like the wind from Bush. David, you agree? You do. You're one of the.
I do agree. I mean, Bush and Rosen themselves are actually not following that closely. They're not paying as close attention to us all. They're a little aloof from it. I think.
But does he want a Republican succession?
Of course he does, because he wants them to finish the war on terror. And personally, his relationship with McCain is pretty good. But that's because when McCain is around him, he doesn't talk policy. They talk about sports, so they get along quite well.
Well, I think here's a problem. They owe McCain a lot, because McCain has really been consistently supporting them on the war. It's really hurting McCain's presidential campaign. So the president and McCain may be friends, but at the staff level, it's always a little bit more difficult. Yeah. And they really have not made up from the last time they were running against each other. So I think that is going to be a huge problem.
Let me try a wild pitch. Is it possible they'll do like an onside kick? I'm trying to think of the right football metaphor here. Do they really want the other side to lose, or would they rather let Hillary have it for 4 years and then come back like bandits and win it for 8?
No. You can't think that way, and this is stunningly premature, because in February 1991, if we were having this discussion, no one would have heard or knew much about Bill Clinton, and he was the one who was elected the next year. So they're bound.
You know, you weren't getting to look more like Jack Germain every day long.
But it's true. And first of all, I don't think there's a long line of Republican candidates seeking a Bush endorsement.
Bob, you're totally nonpartisan, I know. But even you get up in the paper and you have certain people you root for, root against. You have certain people you think are good guys or bad guys. Doesn't the president have you don't even have that idea. Okay, does the president have a champion in this, or somebody he likes?
He wants somebody who wins. And he thinks, I believe right now, that Mitt Romney could be a good candidate. Yeah. He doesn't think that the Mormon thing is disqualifying. He thinks that Romney could come out and give a speech about religion and get out of it.
Next week we wrap up the roadmap of '08 series with whether it'll be a boom or a bust economically next year. Jim Cramer's coming here along with Dan Rather. They're both going to be here, and I'll be right back today with scoops and predictions straight from the notebooks of these top reporters. Tell me something I don't know. Be right back.
We don't mind being taken for granted. It's our job.